Thank you for joining the Asheville Rise Stronger Together podcast. This is your host, Jessica Knupp with the Asheville Area Chamber of Commerce. I hope you enjoy today's episode. This episode is brought to you by the Black Business Alliance, a program of the Asheville Area Chamber of Commerce dedicated to empowering and supporting Black-owned businesses. Hi everyone, today we are here with Daugherty with
Pro.16 Productions.
I love it. I'm such a huge fan, as you know,
Thank you so much.
And your photography, and we are just so excited that you're here today to tell us about your business and kind of, really what you've been through.
Thank you so much for having me. As you said, it's Pro.16 Productions is my business, but I also do photography under Daugherty Photography.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an Asheville native, and I've always loved having a camera, being behind the camera, taking pictures. It's been a joy and a pleasure to be able to work in tourism, to do licensing and to do video for different companies here in the Asheville, Western North Carolina area.
Yeah, well, you do wonderful work. So I know that you've worked with a lot of our members, in the past, or we've referred them to you as well, and such a wonderful partnership that we have with you. I'd love for you to kind of tell us a little bit about, owning your own business, going through the hurricane, kind of what that looked like, and all.
Owning my own business has been a dream come true,
Mm-hmm.
Especially to be able to do what you enjoy, do what you feel like your passion is, and to have it received in the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also a learning and a growing opportunity as well, because there's, someone had asked me, I worked at a restaurant for 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and so before this, and if someone had asked me then, like, hey, one day you're gonna own your own business and be able to take beautiful pictures of the mountains and the buildings downtown, I wouldn't have believed them. I wouldn't have been the lead. It's like, no, I'm not good enough. There's so many different things that would stop me from doing it. But believe it or not, it was really when I started to join the chamber and I started to interact with a different community,
Mm-hmm.
that I realized that it was possible. There are a lot of very talented videographers, photographers here in the Asheville area and Western North Carolina, and I'm happy to be amongst them, but I'm also happy to collaborate with them as well, because I think that's the key to how we grow, is
Mm-hmm.
collaboration, not competition.
Right.
I've enjoyed that journey as well.
Yeah, and we're really good at that in this area, collaboration. We've heard that a lot through some of our previous podcasts and some to come. A lot of people have mentioned that collaboration.
And especially given the backdrop of Helene, it was just so much more important.
Right.
For us to realize, because I think we all over time realize that we are in this together,
Mm-hmm.
whether call it whether you want to be or not, you're in this together. But it works out so much better rather,
Mm-hmm.
if we can remember that
Mm-hmm.
that we are part of a community, and the more we support each other, the stronger we get, the faster we rebuild, and the better we are overall.
Yeah. So as far as your equipment, how did you fare?
So during the hurricane, it was before I got to the business part. I had to take care of family,
Sure.
like a lot.
Yeah.
I was out actually getting my mom and dad the day of the hurricane, the morning of the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to get my mother and father from Swannanoa. They had a house in Swannanoa. They fared better than others.
Right.
Their house is fine.
Yeah.
But the first part of that morning, I was going to get them to bring them back to my house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in my house is my office downstairs.
Right.
So I didn't know it had flooded
Oh.
until I had gotten back, because we left that morning. It hadn't flooded at, I don't know, say 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It was, everything was fine. But by the time we got back about 10 or 11, it was flooded. And it wasn't like, it was flooded maybe about maybe about a foot. But of course, the downside with a lot of people dealing with is like, oh, no power, so you can't pump it out. No generator at the time.
Right.
If anything, I think a lot of us up here have learned. We've learned for the rest of our lives. When a hurricane hit before, it was like, oh, we're worried about the power being out for maybe a day or two, and we definitely didn't have to worry about water going out, blah, blah, blah. If anything, this hurricane has just taught us all, like, wow, there's just so much you don't know that could happen, and you definitely need to take more steps to be proactive to cover yourself. Right. So I did lose some equipment, no major camera equipment, but I did lose a significant amount of stuff that I had to throw away. But they were, while I would love for them to be replaced, they are things, and it didn't diminish my business that I couldn't function and that I couldn't still work, which was very good.
Good. We also, given the time of the hurricane, is our busiest, tourist.
Absolutely.
How is that?
That was hard.
Yeah.
That was hard for not just a personal, but a personal level, because as creatives, especially when you're photographers, videographers, obviously you are making a living with your camera,
right, but
you're also feeding your soul emotionally. And it was difficult to realize that it had echoes of COVID, in where we couldn't go out.
Right.
Even though during COVID the parkway was open, but we weren't allowed to go. They closed it down. Now, oh my goodness, the parkway is damaged, like severely damaged. And because we didn't have communication, so forth, we had no idea how much.
Right.
So when we finally did find out, oh man, severe impact like this. If for the people that did not realize how much this area runs on tourism, now they are completely aware. And for us, for the parkway, it was like, oh my goodness. Just a side story that actually happened a couple of days ago. The evening of the hurricane, that Friday, I had taken pictures of Helene flooding in River Arts with my drone, but I never looked at the images. I couldn't do it at the time.
Yeah.
I looked at them for the first time 2 days ago.
Really?
And edited them.
Really?
Yeah, because I'd done some video, but I completely blanked it. I know a lot of my colleagues documented the effort, documented it. It was hard for me to do it because I do a lot of cityscapes downtown, and that was hard for me to do. But I looked at it for the first time, and I just, it just brought it back that, around that time, around fall of that time is usually the time where we're out doing fall festivals, and we're out doing event photography, video, and we're up on the parkway doing fall reports.
Yeah.
All that stopped. And then that's just for the Asheville region. I also thought about my colleagues in, Hot Springs, Chimney Rock, and all those places that were even more hard hit, with the loss of life until it came in. So it was difficult. It was definitely difficult to remember around that time, and it came at like the worst time for the area.
I know. Were you able to kind of rebook or like reschedule? How was that?
So with a lot of, because I do commercial video as well, for a lot of my commercial video clients, a lot of them, there were maybe one or two projects that were fall centric that obviously we just, it wasn't going to happen. A good portion of my clients though, however, were able to reschedule. We were able to reschedule to the latter half of November or December. And once it finally got situated that we were able to get gas and the major roads were open and that kind of things, then it was a little easier to navigate some of it and still get some work in. But yeah, as far as, I just know for a lot of my colleagues, myself as well, the fall area, it's not just the work that you have there, it's those images can carry with you for years. And that's a whole that's a whole year's worth of. I was able towards the end of October for Asheville to take a couple of images that I thought looked pretty good, but it's still a lot of income, a lot of revenue that was lost as far as what could have been.
Right. Because I know you put your drone up a lot. I mean, there's a lot of times, like, especially on social media, which will tell us how to follow you towards the end, but it'll be like morning time and this is where you're always on location. You got your drone up. I mean, showing
I was flying this morning. It was foggy.
What?
Did you see all that? Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
flying this morning. It was beautiful. City was in fog. I got like a hyperlapse, nice little video showing all the fog lifting right over downtown. It's beautiful. And every time, like I said, every time that happens, I feel a connection to the city as a native, but also as a creative that, I'm showing it in a different way. But on location around that time, because I didn't always have the juice to charge my equipment.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that was also, ironically, I had just bought a month before this a little a little inverter generator. And so it helped. Mostly it was powering stuff around the house, but I was able to power some batteries here and there and take a few pictures.
Oh, that's good. It's quite an experience that we all went through. Is there anything, like, looking back that you kind of like learned from it, or that you're adapting, or still anything like that?
On a personal level, because I've been here my whole life, on a personal level, the biggest thing that I learned that I will never ever forget and I will pass down to my generation is, like, we used to think that it was the southern states or hurricane states where this was really going to affect it, and this just completely blew my mind as to no. I heard a saying yesterday from someone says, like, you never know, like, sometimes people have bad luck in life, but you never know what your bad luck saved you from worse luck. Have you ever heard that? I don't know, something like that. Yeah. Bottom line is, sometimes tragedy happens to wake you up to the idea. It exposes you to say, look, there are things business-wise, personal-wise, that you have not addressed, and this could happen to you. We've seen it affect, businesses and so forth in the southern states. Hurricanes happen, and they have, found ways to deal with it. This is the first time we realize, okay, now this is our time. How are we dealing with it? How are we recovering? So it just brought me up to know this can happen to us. Definitely when it comes to making sure savings and that kind of thing. If, for business, 6 months, so forth, I'm like, now definitely trying to put that away in case something happens, because you just never know. I am thankful at the time that my clients were able to reschedule, but even in your contracts, to be able to have, like, weather provisions and so forth in it, so that it's like, look, hey, I know we're in hurricane season, not to say that this might ever happen, but we didn't think this was going to happen. We didn't think
this was going to happen. I thought we were just going to get a little bit of rain.
Exactly. And we did.
And we did.
Yeah. But right. And also just to try and also be compassionate.
Right.
If anything, the biggest thing I learned is just how strong the Asheville community is. How much I believe that in the time of tragedy, we tried our best to come together, and not just Asheville, but like I said, Swano community, all the way around, because my parents live in Swano, I've seen it. And one job I was fortunate enough to do right after the hurricane is a business hired me and my colleague to document some of the things that were happening in Swano, which was hard. But at the same time, it was good to see, like I said, when tragedy happens, the idea is that community, hopefully the city, county, come together and work. And I believe that while nothing is perfect and above reproach, I believe with my heart that was accomplished, that there was a lot of community involved for us to survive and make it through.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't know what to expect. I mean, just like you said, like these are things that you look like you don't expect to happen here.
You see them on the news, and you hear about them and their tragedies. You feel bad, but especially because you're in the mountains. If someone told you, I can tell you right now, if last year someone said there's going to be a hurricane that comes in here, like hurricanes, okay, no, like we've got trees, we've got mountains, it's not going to do much, like no, it can do a lot. And it just, everything lined up where it did. But at the same time, because it did reveal, okay, you guys, community-wise, you survived this. And I guess for the businesses that are out there that are still, like me, like other ones that are trying to figure out what to do next. I know everybody's got to make a choice that's best for them, for their family, for their vision, their goals. So I understand that. I'm hoping and praying, though, that for the ones that still continue to be here, that we can rally around them and just as much as we can to give them support, to get them to continue to give them support to keep moving forward, to keep growing. We need their businesses, we need their community, and we need the services and goods, but also, like I said, the people themselves in this community. We need them because we need each other. And so I'm hoping that going forward that they're making choices or they're getting the support so that they can continue with their business here and be proud to say that I did live through Helene, our business made it through Helene, we're smarter as a result, we're closer as a result, and we're stronger as a result.
Right. And you're such an inspiration, Andre. I mean, like you just went through all of this, like, your own, owning your own business and just pushing through and like personal things, and it's just so wonderful that you can be here with us. And so anyway, I would love, very emotional. I mean, it is, when you think about everything that we've been through, and then just to look at it from a different perspective from people, and, because we didn't know what to expect.
No.
And like everybody just pushed up their sleeves. And I mean, we had, what was it? Like donkeys that were mules that were going up mountains to deliver medicine. I mean, who would have thought that we could, nobody knew about our mountains as much.
And if you spin all this together, and if, again, going back a year ago, if they said, okay, well, you're gonna have a hurricane that hits you, it's gonna knock out your water, it's gonna knock out your communication, you would hope that your community would shine in that moment, and it did.
Yeah, it did.
It's like, that's the thing. It's like, it's like you would hope if you were going through it, you would hope to say, no, I wasn't completely alone. Nobody wasn't trying to give me food. No one wasn't trying to help my business out. And no one was trying. No, they were trying, and they're still trying because it's not over.
No.
There's still businesses every day that are making the decision right now on whether they're going to make it through another month or close and so forth. And I'm like, for them, I'm just saying, please just, I'm hoping that we've done everything we could as a community to support you in making your decision. And then if that isn't enough, okay. But just please let us do everything that we can so that you can continue. Because again, we need you. We need the ice cream. We need the popcorn. I could go down the list of businesses that, all the different things that we need, because we do. It makes our community what it is, and we don't want to let go of anybody.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. And that's what we try to do at the Chamber too. Make those connections, continue that. We want to see our businesses thrive, and it's just a wonderful thing that we were able to come together through this tragedy. And as you said, like, we're not through it, we're still going through it, and we will for a while. But to know that, like, your positive outlook on it and moving forward, I mean, that's just how you are in general. So I'm not surprised to hear that in any way. But is there anything else you would like to share with us?
I guess the only thing I would share is, kind of echoing what I said before. Just, I'm proud to be here. Proud to be part of this community. Proud to be part of the creative community. And if anything, that's the one thing I would say is, that's always hard for the creative community during this time, because, they don't all, if their product and so forth wasn't damaged and so forth, that was in there, but it's, trying to inspire people to get art and get different kind of mediums during a hurricane is hard. The big thing I would just say is people's everyday, I'm grateful for a community where their strength can help to strengthen me. Even podcasts and so forth like this that are designed to help people see that businesses, while they are going through struggles, they are going through my friend calls it grows and glows, I believe you've heard, while they're growing, but they're also glowing in different ways. I'm just hopeful that, my business can continue to grow, learn, and to educate after Helene, but also, like I said, that we can all have some sort of celebration in the next couple of years, 2-year anniversary, and says, well, things are back, and we're smarter as a result, we're stronger as a result, and hey, I know this business here, like, man, they got a story to tell. This business over here, they got a story to tell, and I'll have a story to tell, but we'll still be here and still making it forward. So
I love that.
One of the things, Jessica, that I try to do now, as much as possible when I'm capturing content downtown or when I'm trying to capture content about Western North Carolina, is to let everybody know, because I have I don't have a large social media following, but I like to connect with the followers I have. And one of the number one questions that I get asked whenever I post any content is this from now? Is this from 2025? Is this pre-hurricane, before hurricane? And I try to tell them the whole time, whatever I post now is all now.
Right.
Asheville, Western North Carolina is open for business.
Right.
It is open for business. And the stuff that we're posting, that's one thing that I'm glad as creatives, as photographers, that we can do is show people there was damage, there was definitely damage, but there's recovery, and there are plenty of places in Asheville specifically that weren't damaged at all.
Right.
And there's still places for us to have festivals, still places for us to have concerts, still places for us to eat, for you to enjoy. A lot of it you can come back to now. We need you to come back.
Right.
And so whenever I'm doing social media content now, I'm putting on there and I'm tagging, this is, or Black Mountain or Asheville, this is today, this is now, this is back, this is what it looks like. You'll have fun, but you need to come back.
Right. That's great. Yep, that's right. WNC, open for business.
That's right, absolutely.
Well, I'd love for you to tell everybody how they can get in touch with you. And
excellent.
Yeah.
So the best way to get in touch with me and stay with my business, Pro.16 Productions is my business. So Pro.16productions.com is my website. If you want to go there for commercial work. But I also love to connect with you on social media. So Andre Daugherty, Facebook, Andre Daugherty Photo on Instagram, and Andre D Photo on TikTok. You'll see a lot of hyperlapses there, a lot of videos for Asheville, a lot of images. I love this town. I'd love to show you a different side of it.
Well, thank you, Andre, so much for being here with us today. And it was just so great to have you.
Thanks for having me, Jessica.
If you enjoyed today's episode, like, comment, and subscribe. To learn more about joining the Asheville Chamber, scan the QR code on your screen or visit ashevillechamber.org. Until next time.